Hi guys, this is Shauna with Shauna P Talks. I hope you guys are doing wonderful on this beautiful Sunday. I'm coming on here today to speak about Nevaeh Buchanan. She was a 5 year old from Monroe, Michigan. She was murdered back in 2009 in the month of May. No one, sadly, unfortunately, has been charged with this baby's murder. They had two suspects and they were let go. I do want to say her mom did know the two suspects, and both of the men were sex offenders. And the mom admitted that she knew this about both of them, and she still decided to. She was supposed to date one of the guys. She was dating him for 3 to 4 months, and she decided to keep dealing with him. And she knew the other guy as well, and she states that she didn't think that they would harm her daughter, so she didn't, I guess, mind the two guys being around. She did say she confronted one of the guys. The guy that she confronted, I'm guessing that's the one who she dated. And let's read a little bit of this article. I do want to say that us as parents, we have to do better because, I get that, yes, people deserve a second chance. People make mistakes, but when you have a sex offender, you cannot overlook that. You just can't. These guys were questioned, they were let go. I'm not I don't know if they had any involvement in this or not. But they were let go. They were never charged. Nobody was. But you can't have sex offenders around your children. You just can't. It's like you can't do that. That's a big no-no. If you want to date that person, hey, meet them somewhere else. Don't have these men living in your homes. Don't bring them around your children. Go somewhere else if you want to do what you want to do with that person, okay? But we have to protect our kids. Like, come on now. Like, as a society, we have to do better. We have to. We have to speak up when we know these children are out here getting harmed. We have to be the voice for these kids. If we see something that's not right, if we see a child getting abused, anything, we have to come forward and speak up. But this is the article, guys. You can read. It says the 5 year old disappeared while playing outside her Monroe apartment on May 24th, 2009. She wasn't found during searches, but a fisherman found her body encased in cement along the river Raisin on June 4th, 2009. According to Associated Press, an autopsy showed she inhaled dirt and suffocated, leading investigators to believe she may have been alive when she was buried. Oh my goodness, this is just so sad. Two convicted sex offenders who knew her mother were originally considered persons of interest. Nevaeh's mother said one of those men was like a father figure to the girl and noted that she kept her guard up because of his past. The men were arrested on probation violations early in the investigation and questioned about Nevaeh's disappearance. However, they were not found responsible. Authorities said they have investigated thousands of tips, but it's still unknown who killed Nevaeh or what happened to the little girl. This is just terrible, guys. Terrible. And like I said, nobody never found out who killed this little girl, this beautiful angel. I know that the mom went on Nancy Grace, which I'm going to show a video of it. And the little girl You know, she said she was sitting outside. I mean, not sitting outside. The mom said that she was in the house. The little girl came in. She told her she was going upstairs. This was about 6 or 6:30 p.m. in the evening. It wasn't dark outside yet, but still, it's like I would have walked my daughter upstairs to her friend's house, because she said her daughter said she was going upstairs to her other little friend's house to play. And she obviously never went up there. She was spotted outside playing. It was another kid told Nevaeh's mom, like, hey, she's outside riding her scooter. So she never went upstairs. But her mom, I think a 5-year-old, that's too small to be letting your kid just go by themselves. I would have held her hand, walked her upstairs to make sure she went to her little friend's house to play. But instead, the mom just let her walk out the door and just go. And she's thinking she's going upstairs. But Nevaeh went outside and she was like roaming around playing outside. And it's just like, 5, that's too young to be by yourself. Because kids get curious. They're going to roam and they're going to just do whatever they want to do. Her mom, says she just sat there on the couch. She's thinking like, hey, she went upstairs. But no, she didn't go upstairs. She went outside to play. And I guess whoever took her, predator, somebody, the kidnapper, whoever, the murderer, they seen this kid alone playing outside and they grabbed her. They snatched her up and they took her and they did what they did to her, unfortunately. They didn't say that it was any like sexual assault or anything on the little girl or whatever. They just, I don't know. I guess they couldn't determine really what happened to her. She was so badly decomposed when they found her. All I know is that they found her like in a cement. She was like in some cement or whatever when they found her. So I guess the person tried to like bury her with cement. It's just truly sad, guys. It's truly sad. I just, pray that her family gets justice. Her loved ones can find out one day who done this to their baby, and we just have to do better as parents. Nobody is perfect. No parent is perfect. We all learn as we go being a parent. There's no handbook. But to know that your kid was around a sex offender, 2 known sex offenders, and you still decided to like be around these men. You were like dating one of the guys, and it's just, yeah. We have to do better, guys, as a community. We really do. But I'm going to jump in this video and let you see the Nancy Grace video of Nancy Grace putting a belt to her, scolding her about her daughter. And let's jump right into it, guys.
With us live right now, the mother of little Nevaeh, Jennifer Buchanan. Miss Buchanan, thank you for being with us.
Hi, Nancy.
Miss Buchanan, you said that authorities cannot identify the body. Why?
I'm assuming that she's too decomposed for anyone to look at her physically.
Miss Buchanan,
they wouldn't recommend it.
What happened? Take us through the last moments that you were with Nevaeh. What happened?
The last moment that I was with my daughter?
The last few moments, yes.
She come in the house. She changed her clothes. After she changed her clothes, she said that she was going back upstairs to her friend's house.
Mm-hmm. And?
Grabbed a popsicle on the way out the door, and she, I didn't see her. The last time I seen her was at 6:30.
At what time?
6:30.
6:30 p.m.?
Yeah.
Was it getting dark?
No, not here.
What time does it get dark?
It doesn't get dark until approximately around 9:30 here.
Huh. When did you learn Nevaeh was missing?
About a half an hour after she went outside, I had a really good friend of mine and her daughter stay the night with us. And my good friend's daughter came in and she said, Nevaeh's outside riding her scooter in the road. And that's whenever I immediately got up and I looked for my shoes. It took a few minutes to look for my shoes. And then after that, I went outside and I noticed that she was missing and called her name, looked through apartment buildings, went to quite a few of her friends' houses, thinking that she could have been, in one of their homes. I looked for her at least 45 minutes.
You stated that it was about 30 minutes later when the little girl came and said, Nevaeh's outside on her scooter in the road? 30 minutes had passed?
Yeah, because she told me that she was going back upstairs to her friend's house, and that's assuming where she went.
Now, you stated that you, quote, got up. Where were you?
I was just sitting right there on the couch, and I was like thinking about what I was gonna make for dinner because it was around dinner time too. And she told me that she wasn't hungry at the moment, but I knew that she had to eat something. So she come in and she grabbed a popsicle on the way out the door, and that's normally about when I know she's getting hungry. There's a lot of times that she's told me no, but she lies.
She lies. Did you just say the little girl lies?
About her hunger. She lied about her. Normally she lies about her hunger.
Miss Buchanan, I was just listening to what you said on the airwaves in the radio interview, and you stated something about George Kennedy may have owed somebody some money?
I'm not too sure.
Now, how could that
possibly
possibly be linked to your daughter's disappearance? The fact that this sex offender friend of yours owed somebody some money, how could that remotely be linked to your child's disappearance?
I honestly don't know.
Well, you're the one that said it, so you must have known something.
All these scenarios are just running through my head constantly. And I think that possibly he might have owed someone money, and as to get to him is through a close loved one or, anything. All these thoughts are just running through my head.
You also stated in an interview that in your mind, you hold him responsible.
I don't put it past him.
Okay, if you don't put it past
anyone.
If you don't put it past him, what were you doing exposing your daughter to him?
Well, Nancy, I know that I've made a lot of bad choices.
Yes.
And who hasn't? And
well, you know what? You can just stop right there.
Somehow,
you can just stop right there, Miss Buchanan, because most mothers that I know have never knowingly exposed their little girl, a 5-year-old little girl, to a sex offender. So when you say who hasn't, I for one haven't. I haven't.
Well, I just believe that everyone deserves a second chance.
And that's an interesting point, Ms. Buchanan. Because Mr. Kennedy has a rap sheet dating back, we believe, prior to 2001. There's marijuana possession, there's home invasion, there's criminal sex conduct, accosting children, there is the rape of a 15-year-old girl that he said was consensual. I mean, I'm counting them up on my hand. I didn't
learn about all of those until after I got to know him, like maybe a couple of months after I got to know him. Yes, I did check him out. I confronted him about it, and especially about the other girl. And he completely told me that she was 15, he was 26, and it was consensual. They're not really...
There's no such thing as consensual sex with a 15-year-old in that jurisdiction. That is rape. All right? Now, you just told me that you found out about 2 months after getting to know him, but even knowing about this rap sheet, this very extensive rap sheet, you still had him around your daughter. Why?
Because I knew that I was going to keep her close.
And she was never left alone with him, to my knowledge.
Never
to your
left alone with
knowledge.
him.
Really? Miss Howerton, Holly Howerton, friend of Nevaeh's mother. Miss Howerton, are you there 24/7?
No, I'm not. I have been with her ever since her child has been missing.
Well, you know what? That's really not doing a whole lot of good, is it? If you're not there 24/7, then you don't know what happened. And my question is, forget about the sex offender just for a moment. Let's just suspend our disbelief for a moment. The 5-year-old is out playing. It's nearly dark outside. I'm just having a problem.
No, the sun's still out. It's not dark at all.
Well, you said 6:30, and then 30 minutes later, that puts it at 7. Isn't that correct? You still haven't seen your daughter. The daughter is gone. You said it gets dark around 8 or 9 o'clock. Yes, no?
9:30.
Oh, so now it doesn't get dark till almost 10 p.m. That's not true.
Here it is.
Miss Buchanan, it doesn't get dark at 10 o'clock at night in your jurisdiction. In Detroit
Between
area,
9 and
on that
9:30.
day, the sun set 8:55 p.m. Exactly. So, your child is out. It's been 30 minutes since you last saw her. Did you think maybe I should check on my preschooler, see if she's dead or alive? I mean, did that cross your mind?
No, because I knew that she was upstairs at her friend's house until the little girl came to me and said that Nevaeh was riding her scooter in the road.
How did you know
That's
she was
the
upstairs?
point.
Did you check on her? Did you go up there ever?
No, I watched her walk in through the door.
Really?
this was
Because
nothing
earlier
new.
you
This is
said
what she
she
did
went
We
out
were-
the door.
We just got home. She changed her clothes, everything else. I went upstairs at one point. I watched her walk in through the door. I came back downstairs. I went inside.
Because see,
I knew
in
that
your
she was
first
supposed to be up
version,
there.
you never got off the sofa. She took a popsicle, went out the door. You never said anything in your first version about watching her walk upstairs.
I was first sitting down. I got back up. I watched her walk up there. She come back downstairs. She changed her clothes. She walked back out the door with the popsicle. And then that's whenever I was like, she said, "Mom, I'm going back upstairs to Austin's house."
Yesterday that they're still following up on leads. The 5-year-old was abducted May 24th, 2009. On June 4th of that year, her body was found encased in concrete along River Raisin.
While 2 sex offenders were named persons of interest, no one has ever been charged with a crime in connection with Nevaeh's murder, and that is still weighing heavily, of course, on her family.
Sean Lay joins us live after speaking with Nevaeh's grandmother today, Sean, and it sounds like she didn't hold back.
Listen, it's worth repeating. No one is being held responsible for Nevaeh's murder. And you're right. I spoke with Nevaeh's grandmother today. She did not hold back. In fact, she is calling out Monroe County Sheriff's investigators.
10 years is enough. You want an arrest.
So, yeah, I want the answers.
But Sherry Buchanan has no answers. 10 years after her granddaughter Nevaeh was brutally murdered, no one has been charged.
I don't want to have to wait any longer and not know what happened.
Sherry keeps evidence bags at home.
Well, it gives me comfort. It gives me comfort.
Nevaeh's things that the little girl loved.
Don't you think someone knows who did it? And don't you want that person to call?
I wish they would. I really do. Because I have many nights that I can't sleep. The only way that I can sleep is I ask God up above to have Nevaeh to come to me or to come to that person that took her and to let them know that she's not going to give up.
The hardest thing to talk about, the last time she saw Nevaeh.
And she ran in there and she grabbed me around my leg. I'll never forget that. And she said, "Grandma, I love you." And I said, "Grandma loves you too." And I said, "I'll see you later."
Nevaeh was abducted that very afternoon. Sherry now cringes every time she sees a child left alone by a parent.
I just want the community to be more closer and to watch what's going on around them and things. they don't want to have to go through with what I went through and stuff. And it's hard, believe me, it is.
Sitting for a good 90 minutes with Nevaeh's grandmother, you could just really feel all the pain, so raw after 10 years. And look, the sheriff's sheriff says he's not going to talk about the Nevaeh case. They said yesterday they chased down 2,000 leads. They will chase down any lead that they get. They're certainly open to any information to break this heartbreaking case, guys.
So, Sean, is the family planning anything to mark the 10 years since this tragedy?
You know, Nevaeh's mom is keeping this as a private time. Other family members are holding a memorial that'll happen next Friday, May 31st. Nevaeh's mom will likely be there, but again, she's keeping this a very private time.
Understand. Okay, Sean.